I love being a part of the team at Hospice of the Valleys, and I think that's because everybody I work with shares that same vision and the same commitment that we would want for our own families, to deliver excellent end-of-life care to each and every person as if they were a member of our own family. And my team members all share that same commitment, and working together for families that are at that place where they need care, not just care, but excellent care at the end of life, to really make each day matter as much as possible for the patient and their family. The thing at the end of my day that I come home and when I can say that I felt like that was a good day is when I know that we as a team were able to connect with the families that we serve, that we were able to meet them where they were, and that we were able to make a very difficult and a very bad situation for them less difficult and less bad. My heart always goes back to the family, because I was a family member, and that's really a big part of what inspired me to join hospice, was the experience I had with my own family and seeing how vulnerable families are at that stage where they don't really understand what to expect next. And so for me, it's just a great, tremendous piece of satisfaction to know that I'm helping patients, I'm helping families, and a little bit of a surprise to me, which I didn't really think about, was how much of a support I can be to my other team members as well, because by helping them, they're also helping those patients and families. There are really no words that I could use to describe all of the ingredients that are necessary for a successful hospice system to occur, but they all begin and end with people, and a very special type of person who has a heart to do this work, a commitment to do this work, and a willingness to stretch themselves. And we believe that the team that we have at Hospice of the Valleys is second to none. Out of 128 different hospice programs in our service area, only one hospice program has achieved a 5-star rating from the families we serve. And that's not because of our leadership, that's because of the team that the leadership has the privilege of working with. We have the best nurses, we have the best home health aides, we have the best social workers, spiritual care, and hospice is really truly a team event, because a family needs care, and they don't just need a doctor visit, they don't need a nurse visit, they need care, and that involves spiritual care, that involves emotional support, that involves bereavement care. Obviously, the things that the doctor and the nurse do are important as well. And so our team is second to none because, number one, they're motivated. Number two, we enable them as the leadership. Our job is to enable them and free them up to do what it is they need to do. And that means that each and every patient who needs our care gets our care whether they have money or not. Our team doesn't have to worry about whether their patient's insurance would cover something. They treat each and every patient and each and every family the same, and they give them the very best of care and the very best of resources. I think the greatest opportunity that any workplace can offer an employee is to achieve their highest potential. And in order to do that, you have to have an opportunity to do that, but you also have to have a structure, an organizational structure that rewards excellence. And Hospice of the Valleys is founded on a very simple principle that when patients need end-of-life care, they deserve the best. And so we are always looking for people who want to provide that. And we see so many people burning out in the healthcare system because it's changed from a relationship to a transaction. And the people who come into healthcare are drawn there because they care about people, not because they care about transactions or tasks. And so Hospice of the Valleys is a great place where you can use your skills, your talents, and your passions, develop them, and have a supportive team around you and a supportive leadership team and management team that do everything that we can to enable you to do your very best work. If you are the sort of person that really wants to do excellent work and you care about people, you should call Hospice of the Valleys, because whether you work in an office setting or whether you work in a clinical setting, you will have opportunities to make a real difference in the lives of our patients who definitely are among the most needy and the most vulnerable patient population. You know, the frail elderly population is growing, and the opportunities will continue to grow as our population ages. More and more people are going to need hospice care, and they're going to want excellent hospice care. If you would like to be part of a team that believes in excellence, in service, and in treating each and every patient as if they matter, you would really want to take a look at Hospice of the Valleys. I think every family, when they face a very difficult decision about hospice and having to think about it, is feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Take our service area, for example. There's 128 different hospice programs. That would be overwhelming. So what I say to families is, begin with what do you want? You want the best care for your family member. You want a team that is proven to be committed to the community. So Hospice of the Valleys is a nonprofit that's been in our community for 40 years, is committed to our community, and is the only hospice agency in our service area who has a 5-star rating and has consistently had the highest ratings. I believe you're looking for quality, and it's very hard for you to figure out how to find that, because everybody makes claims. But take a look at what the families that we serve say about us. Take a look at our staff and see what they say about us. Our staff have nominated Hospice of the Valleys to be a top workplace for every year since the award has been going on through the Inland Empire Press Enterprise. So when I'm looking for something, I really rely upon my friends for their input. Talk to the people who have worked with Hospice of the Valleys. Take a look at their reviews. Take a look at what they've had to say. And I think that would give you a great peace of mind in knowing that you're working with a top quality organization that's committed to the community and committed most of all to delivering the very best care. Hospice of the Valleys approaches what we do as a relationship that we have with the patients and the families we serve, not a transaction. So we view ourselves as here to serve the patients and the family. That's the only reason we exist. As a nonprofit, we don't have a profit motivation. The only reason Hospice of the Valleys has existed since it was founded 40 years ago by volunteers is to serve those in need. And every member of our team shares the same compassion and the same pledge to treat each and every family that comes to us the way we would want our own family to be treated. So when families are looking for what is it that you do and how do you do it, I think it's important that you're working with someone who you can trust, who you can depend on, who's reliable, who has a track record, and who can provide the most excellent care. That's, I think, really at the bottom line of what most people are concerned about. I don't know as a family member, how can they know what they're going to need? Well, you can't. You have to know that you can trust the people that are there at your bedside. And Hospice of the Valleys has been helping families for over 40 years with those questions. We have full-time physicians who dedicate all of their time and attention to nothing but our patients. We don't have a hospital practice, we don't have a clinical practice. All we do is take care of our patients under Hospice of the Valleys. And it's the same for every member of our team. It's 100% focus on our patients. There's no other distractions. And we're here to help those families answer the difficult questions and anticipate what their needs are and provide help, not just from the medical point of view. We talk about the whole person. We talk about mind, body, and spirit. Obviously, the body, the physical needs of a patient on hospice are important, and that's the medical part of it. But our social workers deal with the emotional dimension of pain and suffering. Our spiritual care department with the, shall we say, the spiritual aspects. So I think what you get with Hospice of the Valleys is a dedicated group of professionals with a track record for excellence in providing care in all three of those dimensions. I want to talk for just a second from my own personal experience. When I was in college, my grandfather had a stroke, and this was before I had even thought about medical school. And I remember the feeling that I had as a member of our family in the waiting room in the intensive care unit. It was anxiety, it was distress, it was a sense of hopelessness and frustration because we didn't know what was going on. And I remember feeling like this is almost like a torture for us as the family to be in this position, and no one would tell us what was going on. No one would talk to us about what was happening. And I remember thinking someone should do something about this. And years later, I found myself in hospice, where we have a chance to make a difference every day for families that are experiencing that same painful journey. They don't have to go through that journey in the same way we did as a family. They can have answers. Now, there's nothing we can do that can make the loss of a loved one an easy experience, but it definitely can be made much better. And we believe that no one should go through this alone, and you should have the very best guidance and direction. And so we take those personal experiences into work every day to make sure that the families we serve don't have to go through the same hardships that we endured.